Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today I built this garden stand behind me, so let's go watch a video and see how I built it. So I'm not gonna lie, I actually built this build like 3 weeks ago and just never posted it because I wasn't really that proud of how it turned out. But looking back at it, I think that it's actually pretty good, so that's why you're seeing it right now. I don't do that too much. I've only ever done that with like a couple videos. Usually if I don't like something, I'll just scrap it and not ever post it. I've only posted like 2 other things that I really didn't like, but sometimes I feel like when you're building stuff and looking at it too long, you kind of hate it, and then looking back, if you just leave it and then come back to it later, it's actually not as bad as you think it is. There have been times where I've posted builds that I really thought were not going to do well at all, and I just didn't like them, and then they became my most popular video, so if you were going to make YouTube videos, my advice to you would just be to just post it because you never know what could happen with it and what other people might like that you might not like. And today is a very special day because the day that I'm uploading this is actually my birthday, so I'm not actually like physically there to upload this. This is just scheduled to upload on my birthday because I won't be like around during my birthday. So as a birthday gift to me, when I come back, you could subscribe and comment and I can come back to all of your nice comments. So that would be super nice of you if you could do that. I actually do really love reading your comments and suggestions of what other stuff I could build and just seeing what you guys think of my builds, because the whole reason that I make YouTube videos is for other people to see them, so what you guys think of them really does matter to me a lot more than maybe you might realize. I did mention earlier that I built this like 3 weeks ago. I haven't been playing Bloxburg that much recently, honestly. If you look at my channel upload, I have uploaded a couple of Bloxburg videos, but none of them are really building videos. I just haven't been feeling that motivated to build in Bloxburg right now, but I really need to because I wanted to finish this town by summer, and as you can see in the background, it is so empty, so I'm really gonna have to like get building some stuff. So if you have any ideas of what we could do with the rest of the plot, please let me know. I usually try to find reference photos for all my builds on Pinterest, but it honestly gets kind of hard the more specific you're trying to search for stuff, and this one I really couldn't find a reference photo that I really liked that much, so I kind of just went with whatever I made up, which is why the build is kind of like weirdly shaped and kind of has weird details, but I honestly like it a lot. I didn't really know what to do for the color scheme, so it kind of reminds me of bamboo for the colors I went with in the end. But like I mentioned earlier, I didn't love this build so much. I'm not sure what about it I just didn't really like. I feel like I'm not very good at using decals. I used a lot of decals in this build just for flowers, and I kind of felt like I didn't really know what to put in it other than flowers. At the end you can definitely tell that I just spammed a bunch of flowers all over the place. But I think the reason why I kind of came around to liking it and this build grew on me is because I did put like a lot of effort into it, and I think that it looks good. Like that custom round counter that I made, I was really proud of, and this like custom window I made with the decals I think looks really good. So sometimes you just kind of have to let things like grow on you and accept that it's not going to be like perfectly what you're imagining or maybe envisioning, because there are like limited tools that you can use in the game, and not everything you make has to be perfect, and some things you can always come back to and add on to, but you can't make like everything you make perfect, and not everything I make is always going to be like my favorite thing ever. Like I mentioned earlier, I posted a lot of builds that I really didn't like, and other people liked them, which is why like I posted them and it became worth it for me to post them. Also, I think that when you're building in Bloxburg, like if you're trying to strive for something that's perfect, like it kind of takes away the whole point of playing the game, which is just to have fun and be creative, which is what I'm trying to do. So I try not to like hold myself too much to making stuff that's like the best thing I've ever made, or maybe something like super creative and different, because I feel like some of my builds are like this garden store, for example, like it's not like a crazy idea or anything, and I'm sure 100 people have made garden stores, so I'm just kind of having fun and having fun sharing my content and making videos. One thing that I am having a lot of fun with is using different colors. I feel like I tend to get kind of stuck with like one color palette and using the same colors over and over, but with this town I'm trying to use like as many different colors as I can, and I think at this point we have like every single color of the rainbow in all of these builds, which I think is so fun, and it's just a lot of fun to like look at all of the colors, and it's just so bright and very summery. So I really love how this town is coming together, and it's not even like halfway done yet, so I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when it's all the way done. One thing I am dreading a little bit about this town, and you can probably tell, is building houses. I've built quite a few stores and not a lot of houses. I just have a hard time building the houses because I feel like it's a lot easier for me to be creative with stores, and I have a hard time making houses like different, and I tend to kind of go like very similar with the interiors and exteriors. So if you have any maybe like fun storylines for a house or ideas for houses, I would love to incorporate that into the build. If anybody has a good suggestions, let me know in the comments. As far as like stores and community buildings I'm gonna build, I don't have that much space left, so I'm thinking about making some sort of like grocery store maybe, or like some sort of equivalent to like a food store or something like that. And then I'm gonna make like a community like center at the beginning of the plot and maybe have like a pool over there. And then I think that might be it for the stores, depending on how much space we have. I think we only have like 3 more plots for stores, so I'm definitely gonna have a lot of houses to build. So maybe we could do like a rainbow street or something like that, or some sort of other maybe like fun build challenge for the houses, because I have a lot of space for houses and plenty of time to build it. So please let me know if you have any like creative or fun suggestions for how to make that building of the houses fun or like different or unique or something like that. I did mention earlier, I kind of like spammed flowers all over this garden store, which you can definitely see now, which I think definitely looks very fun, and I like all the color that it adds. But you can definitely tell that I was kind of struggling a little bit to find out what other stuff to place, because I just kind of put a bunch of the same thing over and over, which I don't think it looks too bad, but it just kind of is a little bit repetitive, which is why I was kind of unsure about posting this build or whether or not I liked it. But in the end, as you can tell, I came around. But that is all I had time for today's video, so I hope you liked it, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!